What has been your impression of your run defense so far through these two games? You guys held Alabama under 100 yards or under 75 yards at halftime.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you guys had an impressive start against Jackson State. What's been your impression so far?
Well, I think we're better. I think we're tackling good. We missed some tackles in space on the perimeter Saturday against Alabama. Jackson State rushed for 5 yards. We did a good job of making them one-dimensional. You play a whole game. It's that halftime stats don't mean a whole lot. You held them to whatever you said, under 100 yards rushing, but you play the whole game. I thought our defense has tackled and done a good job the first two games in stopping the run. We played that offensive line was really, really good, really talented. Excuse me. Their backs were really good at Alabama. But I thought we competed, and I thought we did a good job. They got 70-yard pass play on that one, jet sweep that they ran down to the one. We gave up a few big plays, but for the most part, I thought we did a nice job defensively and especially in the run game. We made some good plays on third down. We did a nice job third down. I think they were 3 out of 14.
I might be wrong, but I believe this is Charlotte's their third season playing football. Is it more difficult to prepare for a team that has such a small sample size of tape and of history, or is it just like any other game?
Well, there's a little bit of an unknown because they are so young. But when you watch, you got a whole season of tape from last year. You've got 2 games this year. They've got a new defensive coordinator this year. So, watching a whole bunch defensively what they did in the past, you're not going to do that. You're going to watch, where he came from. So I don't think it's a disadvantage at all playing a young program like this.
You sort of touched on this a little bit when talking about losing the right way. What's the message, I guess, to your guys about the way you guys played against Alabama?
We talk all the time. It's about us. It's not about Alabama, and that's how we talked all week, last week, that, we can't control how Alabama's going to play. You can't control how Charlotte's going to play. It's about us. It's about how we prepare, how we play, the mental intensity, the mental focus, how we play and prepare for a game. And to me, it was evident. You got to give Alabama credit. They did a good job of pulling the ball out, stripping it. But, if we would have been a little bit better fundamentally, if we'd have secured the ball better, they wouldn't have done that. So you got to give them credit, but the bottom line, it comes back to us securing the ball, protecting the ball, controlling what we can control. So it's never about who you play, and that's how we've always done things here and how we'll always continue to do. So it's the focus this week is, again, about us getting better and improving fundamentally from where we made the mistakes last week.
And what did you touched on it in your opening comments, that obviously they're leading statistically defensively, Charlotte is. What is it about them that they do so well?
They haven't given up a bunch of big plays defensively. They tackle really well. They're a good tackling team, which enables them to have the defensive rushing stats that they have, holding under 100 yards. So they do a good job. They do a good job of mixing up their front from a 4-man front to a 3-man front. They do a good job in the secondary of disguising coverages. And I think those two, play hand in hand with what your offense sees from a play-to-play standpoint. So they just do a good job schematically, defensively, and everything that they're doing.
And finally, how have you been I guess, what are your impressions of your son and how he has played in the 2 games?
I think Brent has done a really good job. He's played with great composure and great poise. He's had great pocket presence, and he's done a good job of, checking down, finding his second and third receivers. And I think he's done a good job from a leadership standpoint. Our offense, we're faster, we're getting lined up, and that's a byproduct of everybody, not just the quarterback. He threw an interception against Alabama. He can't do that. But I've been very pleased with his performance so far. And again, like I said earlier, I don't think the stage, that game was too big for anybody out there. But when you're a new player like Richie James is, and Chandler and Brent and some of the other guys on defense, Bones, those guys, that's the first time they've played out there, and the moment wasn't too big. And I thought Brent and everybody else showed a lot of poise and toughness in that game.